let's think about it this, right? I mean, we all know Dreamville was this past weekend.
Hey,
Up in
I didn't
Raleigh,
go.
North Carolina, and so Dreamville Fest happened, and we really think about three big heads in hip hop right now, rap in general, and that's Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. Three of the most prominent figures in this day and age in pop culture, point blank, period. And the question I have for you guys is really what happens, when Drake and like Michael had elaborated on what we were talking about it earlier, like J. Cole talking about this might be the end of his reign, and then knowing Kendrick still taking he'll take another 3-4 years to make an album, which whatever, who cares at this point? And the question I have for you guys is knowing these three guys, these three goats, is rap left in good hands knowing whenever they leave, or is it kind of just fallen from the wayside for the rest of our lives and maybe the rest of the history of the world?
I think you gotta sift through a lot of shit, but you can find something that sticks. I'm always watching JID. I love everything he does. There's talks about Tyler the Creator rebranding and using his government name instead of Tyler the Creator. So I think we'll get some new popping off from him. Even in Dreamville, like Dreamville's stacked. JID, Earth Gang, Boss, fucking I don't know the rest of people's names, but yeah. So we talk about big three. I feel like we can pick out three artists to take over.
Well,
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, yeah, we got Lil Baby as one. He's an automatic takeover, like next up type of shit. We already had this discussion.
I would argue that.
Yeah, you would argue that in a negative light.
I just don't think he's an automatic takeover. Like his last album wasn't that great. He's got a hit on his next one.
Look, all right.
Travis Scott.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no. We can't put. And I love Travis Scott.
If you can't put Travis Scott in there, then you think it's in bad hands.
The only Lil Baby song I know is the one with him and Travis Scott.
Well, that's just like there's definitely more Lil Baby songs than that.
Okay, that's the only one I like. Okay, that's the only one I thought of.
I think the best analogy to think of how rap's about to transition after the big three go away is when you think about to stick on the superheroes and Marvel and everything back in the day. When you think about
are we getting a phase 5 of Marvel?
That's what I'm thinking.
We about to suck.
I'm thinking that we back in the day, we only really focused on Spider-Man, Hulk, Superman, Batman. We had our greats, and that's really what we focused on unless you were like diving into the comic books. But now that, the franchise is so big, they put everything on the map. And I think the way it's going to go after we transition from these three, so we're just going to get a, wayside dump of a bunch of little mini rap superheroes and everything and their storylines, but we're not going to get like the main characters anymore. And I'm honestly I think that it means that we're really not going to be in the best hands for rap. Like I like JID. Do I think that he's like on the path to take over a spot of J. Cole or Drake or Kendrick? Not at the moment. I don't. I think he has all the talent in the world. He could, but I don't know if the masses are going to take to him like that if they haven't take to him like that already. So, and like Lil Baby, as far as Lil Baby goes, like I don't think it's signed, sealed, delivered that he's the next thing. Like I think it was people thought that until his last album dropped, and it really wasn't that heat. He's got to come with some heat next time. If he drops another, it was straight, then that whole hype is gone already.
This is why people need to take a page out of Gucci Mane's book. Put out like 5 albums a year. Everyone will listen to them, and then some of them are good, but no one will ever be like, "Yo, Gucci's bad."
That is definitely one of the things I did want to say. That I agree that rap may not be in the best hands after the 3 step down. One reason is that I know that they're gonna have to probably pry into these people's old stuff to use on features and stuff to blend up their songs, which is fine. But it's also the fact that a lot of these newer artists can't put projects together. They can make a TikTok banger because we had a conversation about that. That's how you get to that mecca. Like Meg Thee Stallion would not be Meg Thee Stallion without TikTok. It is just that is what it is. But
We're getting
and
shot by,
like or get shot by Tory Lanez, yeah. But the thing is, he still didn't do it. He still didn't do it. But either way, I think that what's going to
You
happen
saying
is,
he didn't do it?
hey man, I always stick on my man Tory side. But I wanted to mention also, you mentioned Marvel, and then you said Batman. He's DC, bro. You got to get your shit
You didn't
straight.
say Batman.
I did
Yes, he
say
did.
Batman
Oh,
and
you did?
Superman, but I was saying
And
that
he's
you
like
did.
and he's also a fucking vigilante. He's not a superhero. We know this. And let's
and he's
put
overrated as
this straight.
fuck. But
Not
Like if we try to like, will we at least get a Robin if we're talking about just in terms of comics in general
Fuck
and
a Robin.
superheroes? We have a like, what the fuck you saying, fuck Robin, bro? Like,
fuck Robin.
hey, look, like let me just put it this way for you guys. If we're talking about the future of rap is going to struggle not making bangers. Like that's not going to be a problem. That will not be an issue because there'll always be a brand new artist come out with something, like something to get you. Damn, that beat's nice. I don't know the word he said, but that shit nice. Like, but they ain't gonna better have those projects where we like talk about, we talk about Thank Me Later. We talk about, Views. All these albums that like those are just some Drake albums. But even you speak about J. Cole.
All these albums.
Or you could talk about X, or you could talk about any of the albums that like J. Cole, Kendrick, or Drake have dropped, and we obviously have memorable albums from them. There's not very memorable albums from anybody coming up now, which is why I do agree that it may not be in the best hands. I think it'll find its way, but I think the generation we're going into doesn't care about projects anymore. Like that's the difference. The coin is turning now.
The reason why people have such a critical eye on music now is because all these artists are like taking 2-3 years to drop a project, and you're like, oh man, I've been waiting 2-3 years for this guy. And then if it's good, it needs to be great. And if it's not great, then it kind of flops.
Or you have artists who drop all the time, and it's just like you're oversaturating, and you don't have the same sound. I think the problem is that
Migos.
I like the Migos.
I know, but like
I
pick
still like
any one of their songs and tell me
R.I.P.
doesn't sound
Takeoff,
like them.
bro. Chill out.
That was like fucking what, 6 months ago?
No, but
Hey man, that wound's still fresh.
still fresh.
People were making 9/11 jokes on 9/12.
I think the
my
problem
God.
is like people, they go like, yeah, like you said, Sterling, I agree. Like the hits are gonna keep coming because there's always gonna be a new hit out. But the problem is that person comes out with that one hit. They might get a couple good features out that, and might get one more spark in the bottle, and it's just done with, and they fizzle out. And I think that's bad for music because what keeps music going are the superstars. Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, Kanye, they are the people that keep music going. Like, when you really think about it, all these little people, they drop these songs, we like it and whatnot. But what really makes the world stop and keeps us going with the bangers is when Drake drops Her Loss, when Kendrick drops his music, when J. Cole drops his music. That's what we're really checking for.
When Kanye's not anti-Semitic anymore.
Well, I want to let it be known. Ye only helps with the Twitter feed right now, but that's just go ahead and that's a talk for another day. I wanted
was
to put
super hot fire.
No, Donda was crazy, and the hype around Donda was crazy. I'm having like people show me literally like fucking leaks of this shit. Like this is like how hard people are going for this shit, and I don't complain, but I'm saying the thing is like I know that there will be the next up, and they might come out of fucking nowhere. Like genuinely, there might be somebody that like Drake's breeding, or not even Drake, maybe Kendrick or J. Cole's breeding, or even Ye.
Well, Baby Keem.
The only thing Drake's breeding is little girls.
Baby, oh my god, Baby Keem could be something, but Baby Keem is also super inconsistent, where his lyricism doesn't come out the way it needs to be, and he's very
Also,
tentative.
I want to state that Baby Keem is just getting carried by Uncle Kendrick's back.
Well, guess what? That's what you have to do.
Nah, Baby Keem's album was better than Kendrick's album. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, and yes, let's keep it a motherfucking 1,000, bro. A motherfucking 1,000.
much better.
Like let me. But the thing is, he still comes tentative, where these people aren't gonna gravitate to the way they do Kendrick, where that lyricism doesn't go the exact same way that people are feeling it, where they can vibe, like not vibe to, but they can like resonate with it. That's the difference. Think about it. When Drake kind of took the torch from Wayne a bit, like when Wayne was literally the shit for so long, Drake was a protege, a full-on protege of Lil Wayne. And he comes out, he changes sound. And like you've said before, Michael, he's changed music and how people rap now. And so all you need is somebody like that. That's one. You add another one and then it pops up out of nowhere. Maybe it's somebody right now that's doing all right. But maybe it's like, damn, they started dropping some really crazy shit. Finally took them damn 7-8 years, but it's starting to work. That's how it works. Because when Drake came out, he was fire. Well, Bedrock, his little verse up there, but he still wasn't the hottest nigga out, or the second hottest nigga out at the time. It was somebody else. And
yeah, but we don't have anyone taking that torch right now. And here's what I'm scared of.
Young Thug getting, and I will say this before you go, Young Thug getting in his situation, I do 100% agree that it will have a massive stain, and it will be a massive hole in the hip hop rap industry and the growth of it because of him not being able to breed younger people coming up through their music careers. I do 100%.
Well, there's a bigger story on that too, because one, they're trying to lock up anyone who gets any type of clout in a rap game that looks like they could take the torch, gets locked up and their buzz is gone. But what I'm really scared of for rap in a whole is that rap is entering this part of the vortex where we've hit our peak as a genre, and something's gonna come up and de-platform it as the biggest genre in the world, just like rock was really holding the hearts of everybody, and then rap came in and took that over, or I guess pop did.
Hip hop, I think, and then pop, and then I think it rolled back to hip hop and rap again. And it's like passing the torch through genres, though. I mean, I agree with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. My point is that I feel like the lack of superstars to carry it could lead us down a path where, because here's the thing, even if there's no like superstars like Drake or J. Cole in the rap game, there's gonna be superstars in music. Like there ain't like superstars in music's not going away. So if we don't have them in rap, they're just gonna be somewhere else. And I feel like that could lead to the decline of hip hop as a whole, as the most popular genre, and it could go down, which could honestly be better for the rap game, because then most people will stop trying to jump in there when they see it's not as lavish.
Go back to storytelling rap.
Go back to storytelling. Go back to lyricism. We're tired of all the melody stuff.
The generation we live in does not want that, and they will not want that. That's the saddest shit in the world to say.
Soon. When the generation we're in grows up.
No, bro. Think about it, man.
Just think. Emo and grunge music was such a big thing when we were younger, and all those kids grew up past that phase.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean? Oh, well, maybe I was in a different social group than you guys.
Yeah, you were in a different fucking group of people. Emo and grunge? I ain't never said that shit in my life. That shit's a banger right there.
It is a banger.
It's literally. It's a
banging my head against the wall and then taking something else to finishing myself off. But hey, chill. But
oh my God.
No, I mean I don't disagree with each other. There's definitely been genres that I think have come in and come out depending throughout our childhoods and especially in going into our adulthood. But I do believe that there is obviously going to be a hole for a bit, but I think rap and hip hop will come back to its forefront at some point in our later adult lives. And it'll be different. And I will say that like my parents, like there's songs that my parents like, and honestly, as you get older, you do start to appreciate older music. That's just what it is. And I think you start to resonate with it more, which that will happen for the younger generation. But it's all about how you are brought up. When we were brought up, it wasn't this mumble rap. People were literally storytelling. We just didn't understand the stories yet. That's all it was. And so that's where it's been like 20 years of 20, 30 years of rap, or 25 years of rap, hip hop, maybe a little bit more than 25, of people like changing the game, finding new sound. It's just who's going to find that next new sound that's not a mumble and that can actually resonate with people at the same time. That is literally all it is. And it sounds very simple. It sounds very simple, but it's not that simple. And I know that because I'm not an artist. There's a reason I'm not an artist, because I cannot fucking make music. I write you a poem, but like I ain't gonna make a whole ass track. Nah, boy, I am a lyricist when it comes to the poems. Give me a hike. I'll give you.
Yeah. But I do agree with Chad. I think that like I actually think that the kids still yearn for lyricism, Because if you really look at it, if they weren't yearning for lyricism, the hottest rappers in the games wouldn't be lyricists. Like, yeah, they're migrating to these little TikTok songs that get hot for a few seconds. But like I said, when real shit drops, people move accordingly when real music drops.
Tony Story. If you haven't listened to it, Meek Mill, you a goat for that. Tony Story. Listen to all the parts. I'm telling you, that shit will change your life.
Yo, listen to Trapped in the Closet. 25-part story.
Yeah, and if y'all are in, and I'm not hating on emo or grunge. If y'all are into that weird shit, go ahead and hit that shit up too.
hating
I'm
on
not hating on y'all into that weird shit.
If
Go
y'all
ahead and
in
drop
that
a
weird
like
shit,
and
hit
subscribe
it.
to the YouTube
Hit-
channel if you into that.
And
weird
like
shit.
and subscribe. I'll give you my give you an emo grunge song every beginning of every pod. I swear I will. But no, on a lighter note, I know that we obviously all have differing opinions in terms of where rap's gonna go, where music's gonna go, just in general. But